Atata b'tehorahi Elohai neshama shenatata b'tehorahi Atarasa tiyacharta nafachta bi Kamasoino Kanashabos Brochatcharan Amasin Shamos Victor Mason on 65. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu Melech enabling us to distinguish day from night. Adonai, Eloheinu making me in the divine image. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu making me a Jew. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu making me free. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu giving sight to the blind. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu clothing the naked. Adonai, Eloheinu raising the downtrodden. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu creating the heavens and the earth. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu providing for all my needs. Baruch atah leading us on our path. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu strengthening the people of Israel with courage. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu Israel with glory. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu restoring the weary. The last 5 lines of the English. May we find grace, love, and compassion in your sight, the sight of all who look upon us this day and every day. Grant us a full measure of loving kindness. Praise to you, Adonai, who bestows loving kindness upon God's people, Israel. From page 83, Baruch Shamar. Praised is the one whose word created the world. Baruch Shamar, Ha'olam Baruch Hu, Baruch Hosef Bereshit, Baruch Homer V'Yosef, Baruch Ozer Mekayim, Baruch Merachim al Haaretz, Baruch Merachim al Briot, Baruch Hashem Sachatav L'Reah, Baruch Chai Lo'ed V'Kayim L'Netzach, Baruch Podem Atzil Baruch Shebo. Yachid Chei Kol Shebach Meforesh Magid Baruch Atah Adonai Melech Mekubal Batish V'Chaut. Page 85, those last 4 lines in the Hebrew. Romemu, Romemu, Adonai Eloheinu, V'hishtachavu, V'hishtachavu, Lehadam Raglav Kadoshu. Romemu, Romemu, Adonai Eloheinu, V'hishtachavu, V'hishtachavu, Lehar Kadsho, Lehar Kadsho. Ki Kadosh, Adonai Eloheinu. On page 86, right in the middle of the page. Hoshia et amecha, uvarech et nachalatecha, ureim, 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 ureim v'nasem, ureim v'nasem ad ha'olam. Hoshia et amecha, uvarech et nachalatecha, ureim, 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 ureim v'nasem, ureim v'nasem ad ha'olam. I've indeed trusted in your love. May I rejoice in your saving power. I will sing to Adonai, for God has been gracious and bountiful to me. On page 88, just a little past the middle of the page, Mika Ish. Mika Ish, Echafetz Chaim, Ohev Yamim, Liroto, Mitzor לשונך מירה, ושפתיך מדבר מרמה, סור מירה ועשית, בקש שלום ברדפהו, מי האיש החפץ חיים, אוהב ימים, אוהב ימים לראותו. Shabbat Shalom. Let's go back one page actually to 87. Again, around the middle of the page. Torah Adonai Tamima. Torah Adonai Tamima. Torah Adonai Tamima. Meshivat Nafesh. Eidut Adonai Nemana. Nemana. Makimat Peti. Pikudei Adonai Yesharim. Pikudei Adonai Yesharim. Pikudei Adonai Yesharim. Mitzvah Mitzvah Adonai Bara Bara Meirat Einayim Yirat Adonai Tahora Yirat Adonai Tahora Yirat Adonai Tahora Omed Eloi Mishpatei Adonai Emet Emet Tzadkuya. On page 92. We did.
We just did.
We did it first.
Would you sing it again?
Mi ha'ish echafetz chaim. Page 88 in the middle. Ohev yamim, ohev yamim, liroto, nitzor l'shoncha meira, u'spatecha midaber mirma, sur meira v'aseita, b'kei shalom derafehu, mi ha'ish Echafetz Chaim, Ohev Yamim, Ohev Yamim, Liroto. On page 94, the song for Shabbat. Mizmor Shir Liyom HaShabbat, Tov Lehodot L'Adonai, U'Zamer L'Shimcha Elyon, U'Zamer L'Shimcha Elyon, L'Hagid B'Boker Chazdecha, V'Yemunacha V'Aleilad, Alei Asar V'Alei Navel, Alei Higayam V'Chinor, Mizmor Shir Shabbat Tov Lehodot L'Adonai, U'Zamer L'Shimcha Elyon, L'Shimcha Elyon, Kisimachani Adonai B'Falecha, B'Masei Yadecha Aranein, Ma Gadlu Masecha Adonai, Me'yodam Tu Machshavotcha, Mizmor Shir Liyom HaShabbat, Lehodot L'Adonai, U'Zamer L'Shimcha Elyon, U'Zamer L'Shimcha Elyon. Last 6 lines of this page. Tzadika Tamar Yifra Ki Eretz Bavanam Shetumim Beveit Adonai B'chatzot Eloheinu Yafrichu Od Yenuvun Seva Peshenim Verananim Yiyu Hagi Yashar Adonai Suri Velam Avlatava. On page 96, the Ashrei. Ashrei. Yehoshvei. Beitecha. Oh, Hallelujah. Oh, Hallelujah. Ashrei. Yehoshvei. Beitecha. Oh, Hallelujah. Oh, Hallelujah. Tavadonai lakol vrachamav lakol masav v'dushim. Malchut kol olamim u'memshaltecha b'chol dor v'dor. You open your hand, your favor sustains all the living. Tzadik Adonai b'chol tevachav v'chasid b'chol masav. 97, the 6 lines down or so, 5 lines down. Tilad Adonai yidaber pivi barak avos Hashem kashel yalam poed va'anachnu nevarech ya me'ata v'ad olam. Hallelujah. On page 100, Psalm 150. Hallelujah, 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 V'kadsha, hallelujah, hallelujah, Birki Yahuzo. Hallelujah, 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 Burata, hallelujah, hallelujah, Kirav, good love, hallelujah, 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 B'tei Kashofar, hallelujah, hallelujah, B'nei Vel V'chinor, hallelujah, 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 B'tov U'machor, hallelujah, hallelujah, B'minim Ve'ugav, hallelujah, 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 B'tzel Tzalei Shama, hallelujah, hallelujah, B'tzel Tzalei Trua, Kol Hallelujah, 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 Kol Hashama, Hallelujah, Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Page 104, the Nishmat. Nishmat Kol Chai Tivarech et Shimcha Adonai Eloheinu. Haminagalona b'chesed v'yaseh b'rachamim v'Adonai lo yanu. God never rests. The last paragraph on the left-hand English side. From Egypt you redeemed us, from the house of bondage you delivered us, in famine you nourished us, in prosperity you sustained us, you rescued us from the sword, protected us from pestilence, and saved us from severe and lingering disease. To this day your compassion has sustained us, your kindness has not forsaken us, never abandoned us, Adonai our God. From page 105. Al-Kemei Baruch Shepilakta Bando Baruch Neshama Shenafachta Be'apenu. Mid Melach Yishvalah. Second paragraph. Hoel B'tzatumot B'tatumot Uzecha Vel B'Koshemecha Agibor L'Netzach Banora B'Norotecha HaMelech HaYoshev Al Kisei Ram Benisa Shokein Admaram B'Kadosh Shemaho B'Chaturan Tzadikim Adonai L'Asher Navad Tehillah B'Fi Yisharim Tithalal U'Divrei Tzadikim Kitbarah U'B'Shon Chasidim Kitramam U'B'Kerev Kedoshim Titkadash U'B'Makalot Rehuvot Beit Yisrael. Al Kol Divrei Shirot V'Tishbecha David Ben Yishai Abdecha Meshichecha 106 Yishtabach Shimcha Lawad Malkeinu. Barachot v'hoda'ot me'atah v'yad olam baruch atah Adonai el melech gadol v'tishbachot el ha'hoda'ot adon ha'nifla'ot avochem b'shirei zimra melech elchei ha'olamim. Page 107, lines 3 and 4 in the Hebrew out loud together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam yotzer or uvorei choshen oseh shalom uvorei et hakol hakol yaducha v'kol yishabchucha v'kol yomru ein kadosh k'Adonai. Thank you, Adonai Eloheinu Mazev, and Zolak Lamakin L'Chaylam Haba. Efes B'Tucha Goleinu Limot HaMashiach, in Damalecha Moshiyeinu L'Tchiyatam Eitim. 108. El Adon Kol Hamasim, Baruch Baruch B'Fikol Neshama, Gadol V'Tzuvah. Malvei olam da'at utmilna so b'kimoto Amikalei al chayot ha'chodesh Edor b'kavod al ha'merkava Tzechut u'mishar lifnei chisav Chesed v'rachamim lifnei chavoto Tovim bi'orat shebara Eloheinu Yisaram v'da'at b'vina u'vaskeil Noach u'gvura natan b'hem liyah Yoshlim Bekerev Tevel, Malayin Ziv Ufikim Doga, Semekim B'Tzeitam B'Sasim B'Vawam, Osim B'Yem Aritzam Kanan Pe'er, V'Chabad Nautnim Lishmal Tzahava, Yerina L'Secher Malchuta, Kara L'Shemesh V'Yisrachor, Ra V'Hibki in Surat Havana, Shevach Nautnim Lo, Kol Tzeva Maharam, Tiferet Gitula, Seraphim, V'Afanim B'Chayot HaKodesh, Lai, 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 die, 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 We're moving ahead to page 110, Tikarach Sureinu Makenu V'Go Aleinu Borei Kiddush. V'cholam Hokim Et Piyam Mikdusha V'Tara V'Shira V'Zim Romavarkim V'Shachim Farim Maritzim Makishim U'Mamlechim Et Shem Hoel HaMelech HaGadol HaGibor VaNorah Kadoshu. Komakam. Lagvishvios Ravanachat Ruach V'Safa V'Rov V'Nima Kiddosha Kulam Kiachadonim V'Yamrim V'Yirah Kadosh 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 Adonai Tzvaot V'Lo Chol Ha'aretz Kivodot V'Afanim V'Chad HaKodesh V'Rash Gadol Mitnasim Limat Serafim V'Yumatam V'Shapim V'Yamrim Baruch Yevod Adonai B'Imkomo. Liel Baruch Ni'imot Yiteinu L'Melech El-Chai V'Kayam Tzmirot Yomer U'Tishbachot Yashmiyu Yehu Bevado Ha'el Yevurot Oseh Hadashot Bal Milchamot Sorei Tzedakot Atzmiach Yeshuot Borei Refuot No Ratehilot Natan Haniflachot Hamekadesh B'tu Bo B'chol Yom Tamid Masei Bereshit Ka'amur Liosei Orim Kitolim Ki Li'olam Chasto Or Kadash Atzion Tahir V'nizkeh Kulanu Mehera Li'oram Baruch Atah Adonai Yotzer HaMiyorot Rabba Ahavtanu Ahava Rabba Ahavtanu Ahava Rabba Ahavtanu Ahava Rabba Ahavtanu. Kol divrei Talmud Toratecha v'Yava. V'ha'oer eneinu b'Toratecha v'damek libeinu b'mitzvotecha v'yached levaveinu v'yahava u'yira et shemecha v'lo nevos le'olam va'ed v'lo nevos Rabatachnu Nagila Venismecha Nagila Venismecha Vishuatecha. 111, third paragraph. V'havienu l'shalom ve'arba kanfotaretz v'tolichenu komemiyut li'arseinu ki elpo el Yeshua tata uvanu b'charta Kalam v'lashon v'keim Sela b'yemen L'cha u'yachecha v'yahava Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Am Yisrael v'yahava Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. V'yahavta et Adonai Elohecha B'chol levavecha v'chol nafshecha u'b'chol miyotecha v'hayu advarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibartam v'shivtecha v'veitecha u'v'lechtecha v'aderech u'v'shachbecha u'v'kumecha u'shartam li'alta yadecha v'hayu l'totafa u'teinecha u'chtavtam amezuzot beitecha u'v'isharecha v'haya im shama v'atishmu mitzvotai Hashem. We meditate both. How Adam Hashem Ishmael a young Adonai Moshe Lord. She said, and she said, everything of satisfaction and calm itself. The Lotatsu Brahma. Sherotu Adonai Elohechem Emes. We're in the middle of 113. L'dor v'dor kayam v'shmo kayam v'sod nachal machlotav v'emunatav v'vad kayam et v'rachayim v'kayam v'nimanu v'nachmanim v'yadam v'miyam. Hal ha'rishonim v'alachronim. Bottom 4 lines in the Hebrew. Emet shatahu Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avoteinu Malkeinu Melech Avoteinu Avoteinu Go Aleinu Go El Avoteinu Yotzreinu Tzur Yeshuateinu Odenu Matzileinu Me'olam Shemecha Ein Elohim Zuratecha Ezrat Avoteinu Atahu Me'olam. Someone reached out to me yesterday, a couple of days ago, and said that their family had a tradition at their Seder of singing a song called Mi Mitzrayim. And did I know a song like that? And did I know where it came from? So I said, well, there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 7 lines. In Mitzrayim Galtanu, Mibeit Avodim Piditanu. I did know a song that goes, that comes from that. I don't know what your family Seder was like. And of course, all the people who would heartily sing that song have passed on to the next world, and they just have a little glimmer in their heads, and they can't put it all together. So I sang it into my phone. I sent it off, and I'll find out in a week or 2 or 3 if whoever's wanted this information, if it's the same song. But it goes, Mi Mitzrayim Galtanu, they skip the next line, the next 2 words, Hashem Elokeinu, Mibeit Avodim Piditanu. So it goes like this, Mi Mitzrayim Galtanu, Mibeit Avodim Piditanu, Mi Mitzrayim Galtanu, Mibeit Avodim Piditanu, Mi Mitzrayim, Mi Mitzrayim. I'll keep you informed.
It sounds like a Seder song.
What's that?
It sounds like a Seder song.
It could be.
It does. It really does. Yeah, it's
Well,
nice.
I hope this family is able to retrieve that memory of years ago from their Siddur.
It's made they didn't remember the melody.
It's not clear in their minds anymore, and it's just bothering the surviving members that they can't pull it all out anymore. So they were asking for people to
Who did that faithful then and they wrote them?
anyway, the bottom 5 lines of this paragraph, together with me. Ram v'nisa, gadol v'nora, mashvil geim, makbiya shefal v'im, motzi asir, mufadanav, v'yozer dalim, v'yonim liyamo Yisroel, v'yet shabam e'lav, Tilot Elohim Rochum Vorach, Moshe v'nei Yisrael chanu shira, v'simcha rabba v'yamru kulam, mi kamocha po'elim Adonai, mi kamocha tor b'kodesh, nehora tehilot, osei felech, shira chadasha, shekulim shechas v'tayam, Yachakom Lekel V'Yamru Adonai Yimlo Le'olam Varech Tur Yisroel Kuma B'Yezrat Yisroel Ofei Kumecha Yehuda B'Yisroel Go Alein L'Seva'ot Shema Yidosh Yisroel Baruch Atah Adonai Wow, Yisrael, Baruch atah Adonai, Elohei, Elohei Avoteinu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor, B'Hanorah, Elel Yom, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, B'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Chasdei Yovav, U'Mevi Oel L'Bnei B'neihem, L'man Shemo B'Yahava, Melech Ozer U'Pokei, Moshiach U'Manei, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Abraham, U'Pokei Tzara, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, V'chayei meitim Atah Rabbayim V'chesed, meitim V'rachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim, Ofei Cholim, U'matir Asurim, U'mekayim Emunato, L'Shei Me'afar, Mi Chamocha, Baruch atah Adonai, v'chayei hametim, nekadesh et shemcha ba'olam, Yishem shemakim shemota v'shmei moram, kakatuv bayad nevi'echa, v'karazeh el zeh v'omar, kadosh, kadosh, kadosh Adonai tzvaot, v'melech haaretz tzvaot. Ma'az v'kol, Rash Gadol, Adir v'chazak mashmi'im kol, v'nasim li'matzarafim, li'matam baruch yomeiru, baruch kevod Adonai mimkom. Mimkom kol malkeinu tofiyah, v'timlach aleinu, ki v'chakim anachnu b'ah. Matai Timlo, B'tziyam, V'karov B'yameinu, L'olam va'et tishkam, V'karov B'yameinu, L'olam va'et tishkam. Titkadal v'titkadash, Tel Yerushalayim Yircha. L'dor v'dor, Netzach netzach, V'yeneinu tirena malchutecha, K'adavor ha'amor b'shirei Yosef, Ya'alam. L'dor v'Adonai gidot lecha, Leitzon l'sachin kirishat v'anakish, Shivchacha Eloheinu v'kinu l'omer sh'olam v'aweh. We'll do the rest of the Amida to ourselves and we'll sing Yismach Moshe in a few moments. Page 117. Yismach Moshe. Yismach Moshe b'matnai. Yismach Moshe b'matnai. Yismach Moshe b'matnai. B'matnai chelko. Ki eved neman. Ki eved neman. Karatalo, Kili El Tiferet, Rosh Natata. Yismach Moshe b'matnat. Yismach Moshe b'matnat. Yismach V'yamdel lefanecha, v'yamdel lefanecha, al har Sinai. Ushnei luchot avanim, ushnei luchot avanim, hared beyado. Moshe b'matnat,
Yismach Moshe
b'matnat, Yismach Moshe b'matnat, b'matnat v'elko, v'chatu b'hem, Mirat Shabbat, v'chein katuv, v'chein katuv, v'tah.
Moshe b'matnat. Yismach Moshe b'matnat, b'matnat v'elko.
Reubenei Yisrael, et Shabbat,
לעשות את השבת, תורתם בריתולם, בני יהודים בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, ואת הארץ, וביום השני, וביום השני,
On page 120, the last English paragraph on the left-hand side, the prayer of Rabbi Nachman. Grant me the privilege of the liberating joy of Shabbat, of truly tasting its delight. May I be undisturbed by sorrow during these holy Shabbat hours. Fill my heart with gladness, for to you, Adonai, I offer my entire being. Help me to expand the dimensions of all of Shabbat's pleasures, to extend its spirit to the other days of the week. Show me the path of life, the fullness of your presence, the bliss of being close to you forever. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, Adonai, my rock and my redeemer. May the one who brings peace to his universe bring peace to us and to all the people of Israel. Amen. Ahoseh shalom b'ramah, uyaseh shalom aleinu, v'al kol Yisrael, Imru amen. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, Shalom aleinu, v'al kol Yisrael, Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, Shalom aleinu, v'al kol Yisrael, V'yimeru amen. Page 138, the Kaddish of completion. Yidgadal v'yikadashim may Rabbah, Yomani Bracha, Yesh may Rabbah, Olamaya, Yitbarach, Yishtabach v'yikvar v'yikvar v'yitnasei, Yitadar v'yitala v'yitala shmei v'kudsha, Yechu, Le'elam v'yikvar v'chata v'shirata, Tishbata v'nechamata, Damir v'yama v'yivru, Amen. Abatzatan v'votan v'chol Yisrael v'shmei v'ramein, Yesh Tomo Rabbah v'shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'chol Yisrael v'yivru, Amen. Oseh shalom b'ramah, v'yaseh shalom aleinu, v'al kol Yisrael, v'yimeru amen. So we're in Pirkei Avot. Let me give you a moment to catch a particular page, 274. So we're in the fours, as I said last week. The chapter 5 is divided into things that go in groups of 10, then groups of 7, now we're in groups of 4. And so we're making good progress. So we are at Mishnah 14.
Verse 13.
No, we did
We
13.
did
Last week.
13, we did Sheli Shalcha Shalcha Sheli.
We did it
We
last
did
week.
we did.
We did.
Oh, maybe.
Sheli Shalcha
We did
Sheli.
13 last week.
Yeah, you're right, you're right.
Okay.
I don't get that straight.
All right. Rich, can I have you read? Because you're
I will read 14.
14.
Okay.
Okay.
There are 4 types of students. Those who are quick to understand but quick to forget. Their gain is canceled by their loss. Those who understand with difficulty but forget with difficulty. Their loss is canceled by their gain. Those who are quick to understand with difficulty. They are wise. Those who understand with difficulty and are quick to forget, they have bad fortune.
Do they have students like this?
Yeah.
All,
The people that are
all 4 types.
So of course, this is the grid of 4. You know, you have how quickly you learn, how quickly you acquire it, and how quickly you lose it. So, you know, they might learn it maybe the night before the test. Hopefully they'll remember it the day of the test, but the day after the test, it's all gone.
But it's not their fault.
What's that?
It's not their fault.
Ah, that's a good one. That's a very good point. If you look at 12 and you look at 13,
Right.
the worst situation is the Russia. Like in 12, yours is mine and mine is mine is the trait of a scoundrel in number 12. In number 13, easy to provoke in terms of their anger, difficult to appease, those are scoundrels. These are Rishayim, they're bad people in a sense because you have a little bit of control over your temperament and you can train yourself. But if you just don't have it, you just don't have it.
Yeah, those are character traits.
Those are character. Evil, we could say they have bad fortune, they have bad luck. So it doesn't say abandon these students. It says work with them, just work with them. What you might have to do with them is a lot of repetition as they acquire it, and a lot of repetition after they've acquired it so that it doesn't leave them so easily.
Oh.
That's the hope, that if you have somebody that's like this, so quick to understand but quick to forget, their gain is canceled by their loss. Understand with difficulty but forget with difficulty, so it finally stays with them. Their loss is canceled by their gain, so they're slightly ahead of the first group because it stays with them because you as a teacher have done the repetition. Quick to understand and forget with difficulty, you're very lucky to have that kind of student. Understand with difficulty and quick to forget their bad fortune. This in no way suggests that it's 25% in each category. You might have a good class one year, you might have a bad class the next year. You just don't know. But you're going to have all 4 types. And what they're suggesting that you do, of course, is just work with them. Work with it. Understand their weakness. That's the best that you can do because this one gives you some pleasure. It doesn't mean that the others are hopeless.
Well, I think also it's a bit of a plea here not to hold somebody's hardship or potentially someone's disability against them,
Yes.
but to help them by providing an accommodation so they can do the best they can with what they got.
this is what school had now. In the last few years, it wasn't enough. I was in school and not my son.
Yeah.
You know, but now they do have it. Children need more help. They have, so. They make a very big.
But when I was growing up, it wasn't like that.
No, me neither.
I struggled in math, so she's coming math.
Wow.
But this goes beyond, I think, formal classroom tricks, teaching somebody anything, like to be a good actress. And shows somebody like Bonnie, very quick to.
She doesn't, we don't know if it's still with her.
I thought this was mainly stuff talking about studying Talmud.
Yeah, probably.
I have
Makes
a who was saying there are 4 types of students. Those dull and industrious, bright and lazy, and dull and lazy.
This is in Russia.
No, here. My English, I don't understand English, the professor was telling us.
Yeah, we don't have the effort part. The effort part is not in here.
Sure.
That's super.
Yeah. What Gilead just said about effort, and that's
Yes.
not in here.
Yeah, and the professor says that his favorite students were dull but industrious.
Dull but industrious?
Mm-hmm.
Work hard.
Not bright and lazy or bright and industrious.
I can't imagine what teachers have to do these days to, you know, you have somebody that's driving you crazy in the class, they don't learn a thing, they're disruptive, but you can't tell the parents that anymore, right? You can't say, what do you have to say? What kind of euphemisms do you have to use to, you know, to say that your student's just taking up space here?
We're not even allowed to tell a parent that a student is even in our class.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's,
if a parent calls and says something to me, I have to say, I
I
can't,
don't know.
I don't know, I can't say a thing. Because
Is
they're
this-
not even allowed to know.
Is this
what-
privacy laws or?
Privacy laws
Yes.
that are similar to HIPAA that
Yeah.
are called FERPA.
Oh, my goodness.
Unless the student has waived the right, you can't talk to a
What
parent.
age student are you talking
Is it college?
23,
College student.
no, not 23, 18,
Over
19,
18.
20.
8, once they hit 18.
So
You're paying for it, but they
The
do.
parents will not come and meet you, so.
we're lucky.
In Israel, you say something to the child, you can say goodbye to your life. The teacher done.
That happened to a colleague of mine in her first year at the new position. She sent a student out of class because she was texting on her phone and not paying attention. And a few minutes later, the student's mom walked in, and this was in college.
Mom walked in. Mom was waiting nearby for that particular moment.
I think the parent over to and from campus every day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was definitely a helicopter parent kind of thing.
Well, I taught Hebrew school years ago, and did I get it from the parents? Kids were such brats.
You spoke that way to my daughter?
How dare you? The gray hair.
FERPA is an insulation for us, so it's good.
So let's all decide that next week,
Ah,
we're going to do 15, right?
sounds good.
We can do 15 now, because we cannot do anything else.
Well,
Joan's downstairs. Joan
Oh.
is downstairs.
We can have a
Yeah, but
tour.
we take 15 minutes to talk, and it's only 11:10.
well, I could talk a little bit. I think we're gonna need Joan. What's the story? That we don't have Cameron today?
We
Is
don't
that-
have Cameron, so Joan's
Cameron,
slicing pineapple instead of, I don't know what she's slicing.
I couldn't envision on the slices so carefully.
Okay,
No, don't you come 9 already?
but is she gonna be able?
here for the Torah regardless? Joan, because she's the rabbi.
She's the gabbai.
I see.
We wanna,
Well, I'm not 10 minutes. I'd like to just stay on schedule, so 5 minutes.
You're gonna do it, come up within a couple of minutes.
I'll go talk to her.
Okay. So we're at the moment in the Jewish calendar that's called the 3 weeks. Bein HaMetzarim. In the year 70 of the Common Era, the soldiers of the Roman army broke through the walls of Jerusalem on the 17th of Tammuz. Today is the 17th of Tammuz, but the only time that you're allowed to fast on a Shabbat is Yom Kippur. So Nidcha, it's moved off to tomorrow. So the fast of the 17th of Tammuz is tomorrow, and it's one of the shorter fasts in the sense that it's not a 25-hour fast. The only 25-hour fasts are Yom Kippur and the one that's 3 weeks from now, which is Tisha B'Av, the 9th day of Av. 9th day of Av is the culmination of what the soldiers did by burning down the temple. We're talking about the second temple. Rabbis like to neaten things up. So the tradition is that the loss of the first temple, approximately 586 before the Common Era, also happened on the 9th of Av. So, because otherwise then you'd have to have 2 fast days for the loss of the first temple and the second temple. They neatened it up and they said, it also happened on the 9th of Av. But we have more information about the year 70 of the Common Era than we have about 586, because that's 2,500 years ago, and that's a long time ago. It's a 3-week mourning period, during which time we avoid public celebrations such as weddings, concerts, things of that nature. Some people, the more traditional people, refrain from haircuts during this time period. So I got mine last Sunday. Should have been closer, should have been on Friday, but I had appointments, so I went last Sunday, so that I've got my haircut all set up for me, and hopefully it'll last the whole 4 weeks from the time of my haircut. And so, besides not having weddings, it's
This is the same law.
similar laws in a sense to what we have between Passover and Omer. So most of us only keep 5 weeks of a low level of mourning during that time period. So there are weddings usually that happen online, but so it's similar, it's no rules in a sense. If you go to a synagogue that has services tomorrow, there's a Torah reading. So it's if someone asks you, when is there a Torah reading, not on a Saturday or a Yom Tov, it's on a fast day. And the reading is Vayechal, which is the Torah reading in the Parsha Kitisa, which is wrapped up with a story of the golden calf. God originally says to Moses, I will wipe out the whole people of Israel and I'll start again because of this horrible sin of the golden calf. I'll start again with you, Moses, and your family. And Moses does a wonderful lawyery job of convincing God not to wipe out not to wipe out the people of Israel, because it'd be a shanda for the Goyim. It would be, it would look very bad. So in the Torah reading, there's this concept that what kind of good publicity could this be for the Jewish people that you wipe them out? You take them out of Mitzrayim, you take them out of Egypt, and then you destroy the people of Israel. No one's going to raise their hand and say, I'd like to join the Jewish people, because they get judged very, very harshly. It's the same Torah reading in the morning as there is in the afternoon. We have that on other fast days that we have throughout the year. The exception is on Tisha B'Av. On Tisha B'Av, there's a different Torah reading in the morning, and this Vayechal Torah reading, it happens in the afternoon. It's important that if you're in a synagogue that has Torah reading that you try to ascertain, if you can, without embarrassment, that at least 6 of the people in the congregation are actually fasting. So you're exempt from Torah reading if it's very, very clear that you don't have six people fasting. But again, this all goes on based on the Second Temple, that the beginning of the end for the temple in Jerusalem starts with the 17th of Tammuz. All right. So I believe we're ready for the Torah service. Ein kamocha, we're on page 139, that would help if you knew the page, right? Ein kamocha, Elohim Adonai, v'ein k'ma'asecha, malchutecha, malchut kol olamim, u'memshaltecha, v'chol dor v'ador. Adonai melech, Adonai Malach, Adonai Yimlach, Le'olam Vareh, Adonai Yos Li'amo Yisrael, Adonai Yevarech et Amo V'Shalom, Harachamim, Zivar Son, Zion, Tirei Yerushalayim, Yerushalayim, Kibecha, Levad Batavnu, Melech Yoram V'Yisa, Adonai. Vayim B'Tzoharan, Vayomer Moshe, Kuma Adonai, V'yafutzu Oivecha, V'yanusu Misanecha, Mipanecha, Ki Mitzion, Tetzei Torah, Ki Mitzion, Tetzei Torah, U'devar Adonai, Yerushalayim, Baruch Shenatan Torah, Baruch Shenatan Torah, Le'amo Yisrael, B'kedushato. Source of blessings, may we open our eyes to the radiance around us. May we open our hearts with gratitude and our souls with appreciation. Page 140, second paragraph. Be'yan Yarachet, Be'lishmei Kadisha, Kadisha Yakira, Ana Weimar Tushkecha, Be'yan Yarachet, Be'lishmei Kadisha, Kadisha Yakira, Ana Weimar Tushkecha, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo. Echad Eloheinu,
Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo.
Gadlu Adonai Yitzin Arama Mashmo Yachdav. Hagedu V'Hagevura Hatiferet V'Haneitzach V'Hahod Kiko Bashamayim Uvaretz Kiko Bashamayim Uvaretz Kadosh Adonai Eloheinu. Yimetzion Tetzei Torah, Udevar Adonai miYerushalayim. We are on page 903, at the beginning of chapter 24, the bottom of the page. V'yazor v'yagim v'yashir l'chalachos simbo v'nomar amen. Hakol hovu godel Eloheinu to kavod laTorah.
Okay, I have had a total blackout. So Hayne, Robert,
I have shorts on.
Yes,
So-
that's fine.
That's fine, yes.
That's
We're
fine.
very flexible.
We're Israeli today.
And we believe in cool.
I got shorts on too.
But I don't remember your Hebrew. Svi, that's right.
And Mr. Box.
Baruch shenatan Torah Yisrael v'kedushato v'atem adveikim Adonai Elohechem chayim kolchem hayom. So right here it says Vayar Bilam.
Baruch et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach L'olam Va'ed. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam, Asher barach banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Ata Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Vayar Bilam ki ta'al b'yanei Adonai levarech es Yisrael v'halach b'kipam b'pam l'kras nefashim vayashes al midbar panav v'yisah Bilam esenav vayares Yisrael shalchein l'shvatav v'tzi alav ruach Elohim v'yisah mishalov v'yomar niyom Bilam ben Ophir niyom ha'kever shesum ha'ayid niyom shomeya imra'el asher machazei shadai yechezeh Nofel ugului einayim.
Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam, Asher natan lanu mitorat emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch Ata Adonai נותן התורה.
Amen. Talmud Nitzabat Menachem Ubat Yaakov Levi.
So now we're on 904, verse 5.
One of the most well-known sentences in the entire Torah.
אל תבוא עליך יעקב ושכנותיך ישראל.
Okay.
That is this here.
On top of the page. Make it easy.
ברכו את אדוני המבורך.
Baruch Adonai Hamerach Le'olam Va'ed.
ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם. אשר בחר בנו מכל העמים ונתן לנו את תורתו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
Amen. Ma tova alecha Yaakov, mishnosecha Yisrael, incholim nitoyu kiganos alei nahar, kalalim nata Adonai karosim alei mayim, yizal mayim idalav, v'zarav mayim rabim, v'romagag malcha obetinasei malchusao, yamotz yom mitzrayim kito afos riyim lo, yachal goyim sarav yatzmosayim yigared, v'yisav yibchaz, karar shachav kari, uchulavi miyikimenu, mevarecha baruch yorecha aruch.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר נתן לנו תורת אמת וחיי עולם נטע בתוכנו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
Amen. Yeshua.
Sorry.
ברוך תהיה.
So now we are on 905, verse 10.
Talmud Shlishi. Another name I don't know. Megan.
We're sleeveless.
Excuse me?
My shirt is sleeveless, is that appropriate?
She's
Oh,
fine.
that's all right. You're wearing tali. That covers everything.
Everybody's.
Everyone seriously.
What is your name?
Chaya Bat Yaakov Gretchen.
Chaya Bat Yaakov the Gretchen. Shlishi.
Baruch Adonai Hamerach.
ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד.
Baruch Adonai Hamerach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan banu et torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Vayikara Balak el Bilam, Yisapak es Kappa, Vayomer Bilam, Balak el Bilam, Lakov Vayivayikara Sicha, Inei Barak Yivarech, Zeh Shalosh Pa'amim. I called you to curse them, and you blessed them now 3 times. V'ata Barak Lecha el Mekomecha, Amarti Kabed HaKabecha, V'inei Menacha Adonai Mikavod. Vayomer Bilam el Balak Halo Gam es Malachecha Asher Shalachti Elai Dibarti Leimar Dibarti Leimar.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Yeshua. Yamod Revi'i, Michael ben Noach, Baruch.
So now we're at 13.
Actually, one line at the end next page.
Baruch Adonai Hamerach.
Baruch Adonai Hamerach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamerach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et torato. Baruch Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Yitek li balak lo beso kesef zahav lo chalavors pianai lasos tava imra milibi asher yidaber Adonai oso adaber gata himni holech lami l'cha yatzacha asher yaseh amazeh liamcha b'achris hayamim v'yisam shlo v'yomar v'yom b'no b'yarnu amad gever shisam ha'ayid Nehiyam Shemaya Imrael Yodei Adas El Yad Achazei Shaddai Yachazeh Nofel Ugaluhoy Einai.
Baruch Adonai Elohim melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet v'le'olam natan b'savenu. Baruch Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
Five. College, Hamishi. Not five people, but number one.
Talmud, Hamishi. Bela, but, I'm
Rehearsal.
sorry.
It's okay, don't worry about it.
Cameron's not here, so she has too many.
Yeah, I've got too much going on.
So we're on 906, verse 17.
Thank you.
Before we start, Mishabera for all those who are ill, Mishabera, Havosenu, Avram, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachav, Leah, Yivarch, V'Rapeh, Tacholim, Tzila, Leah.
Robert Carlin, Eileen Kleberg, Jimmy Eisenstock.
Cheryl Hogan.
Jimmy Eisenstock and Bobby Eisenstock, Bobby Levy and Eileen Bernstein, Carol, Joanne Sister, and Leah Gretel are going to serve.
Joanna, yes.
Elisheva bat Leah, Gretchen bat Miriam.
HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yimolei Rachem Aleim, La'asikim La'posa, V'yishach Lehem, Me'er Shlem Ochal V'aram V'gidam, V'toch Shar Cholei Yisrael, Refuat HaNefesh, Refuat HaGuf, Shabbat Himel Yizaka, Refuat Kroba Lavel, Hashta Bala Bizman Karev, V'nomar, Amen. So again, we're on 906. I think we're, you said 17.
17.
Arenu. Below
Yes.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamvorah.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen. Erenu v'lo atah, Sherenu v'lo karav, Darak kochav me'akav, V'kam shebev Yisrael, M'chatz pasei Moab v'karkar kol b'nei sheis, V'haya Edom Yeresha, V'haya Yeresha, Seir Oyvav Yisrael, Osechayil, V'yered Yaakov, V'avid Sarid Meir.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
We're going to be on line 20.
Yamod Shishi Shalom ben Chanoch v'Deborah.
Baruch Hu es Adonai Hamvorach,
Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Vaed.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Vaed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol amim, v'natan lanu es Toratav. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Vayaras HaKeni, Vayaras Amalek, V'nei Mishal, Vayisam Mishalov Vayamar, Reishisko Yem Amalek, Vachriso Adei Ovei, Vayaras HaKeni, Vayisam Mishalov Vayamar, Isan Moshavecha, V'sim Basel Akinecha, Yim Yelu Vayakayin, Adma Ashur Tishbecha.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam notah b'tzalkeinu. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Talmud Shvi'i, Yehudit, Bat,
Shalom Behenya.
Shalom Behenya.
Now we're on 907, sentence 23.
Baruch Hu El Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Vaed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Vaed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Toratav. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Vayisam Mishalov Vayamar, Oi, Mi Yechia Misumoel, B'tzim Miyad Kitim, V'nu Ashur V'nu Ever, V'gavu Adei Ovei, Vayakam Bilam, Vayelech, Vayashav L'Kamo, V'gam Balak, Halach L'Darka.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam natan b'tocheinu. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Yitkar Shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Amadi Brachu Kirutei Amlich Malchutei.
L'chaim Onum Yom Yomecha, U'chayei D'chol Beit Yisrael. Ba'agala, ba'agala, U'bizman Karib, V'imru Amen. Yeheshmei Rabbah Mevorach, V'yolam V'yomei Omaya, Yitbarach.
Yiparach, Yishtabach, Yipar, Yitramah, Yitnaseh, Yitadar, Yitaleh, Yitalah, Shmei Tekudashah, Elam Kol Birchata, Shirata,
Tushechata B'nechemata, Ta'amiran V'yama, V'yimaru, Amen.
Sure. Right. Okay.
Oh.
Yamud Maftir.
Absolutely. Joe. Did we call Joe?
Well, we're looking for his name. Joe. Oh, Joseph, that makes it very simple. Joseph ben Shmuel. You're true to your name. No, true to your name. Joseph.
I'm sorry, whatever you want to use to kiss. Here.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Vaed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Vaed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu בחר בנו מכל העמים, ונתן לנו אסתורסו, ברוך אתה אדוני נושא התורה.
Amen. Vayisam Shalom, Vayamar Oi, V'yichya V'sumoel, V'tzimni Ad Kitim, V'nu Ashur, V'nu Aver, V'gam Hu Adei, V'vei, V'yakam V'lam, V'yelach, V'yashav L'Kamo, V'gam Balak, Halach L'Darko.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher nasa lanu Torah sanes, v'chayei olam natapes peinu. Baruch atah Adonai nosein haTorah.
Amen.
Can you sing and rap at the same time?
No.
Okay.
I can't walk and
That's
chew at the
fine,
same
no problem, no problem. Yamod Chaba, Yosef and Shmuel, Yamod Galila, Reuben, Meyer, is it Reuben? Wait. Then.
It's okay.
If you're able to, we rise for the raising and the tying up of the Torah. There's
Torah, Asher Sam Moshe, Lifnei Bnei Yisrael, Adonai, V'yam Moshe. Torah, 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 Tziva Manu Moshe. Torah, 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 Tziva Manu Moshe. Torah, 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 Tziva Manu Moshe. Torah, 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 Tziva Manu Moshe.
Yeah. Judy, stay up here for another minute. Yeah, hallelujah. Pick it up. Hashem Adonai, Kineska of Shemo Levado, Hodo Alaretz, V'shamayim, V'yaren, Keren Liyama, Tehillah Lecha, Hasida, Livnei Yisrael, Am Yerovo. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Baruch Yom Hashem. Eitz Chaim Hi, Hamachasikim Ba, V'Tamchecha, Meyusha, Derachecha, Dark may no one, V'chol Netiva, Shalom, Hashivenu Adonai, Erecha v'nashuva, Haneshameinu, I hope your Eitz Chaims are not too far away from where you are. So occasionally we have a contest where I magically take away half the calories of your lunch if you answer the question correctly. There are two parshiot, other than Balak, named after a non-Jew. If you get them both, you get all the calories going. And if you just get one, you only get half the calories going, but half the calories is pretty good.
Moses' father-in-law.
All right. So first one is Yitro, the Ten Commandments chapter. Moses' father-in-law is not Jewish. The other one,
Our Hebrew school teacher will know.
early in the Torah readings. Interesting, there's no, wow, who said it?
Noah.
Who came up with it first though?
I need all the how many thoughts I can get, so.
Okay,
I guess.
Noah. Good, because Noah wasn't Jewish. He was a monotheist, but he wasn't Jewish. Interesting, there's no chapter. We have Chaya Sarah, so we have Sarah, but we don't have anything named after Abraham, Isaac, or Moses, or Jacob. So it's usually there's a verb like that somebody moves or acts or whatever in the beginning of the parsha, and the parsha gets named after that particular person. So it's interesting that Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and Moses and Aaron don't have a weekly portion named after them, but Balak has a portion named after him, and we don't always know if that's the great honor or not, because Balak is a big question mark in our minds. He is some sort of sorcerer. He has powers. Some rabbis believe that he knew there's a moment every day where God lets his guard down and isn't protective of the people of Israel. And he's and so he has that ability to figure out when a curse could possibly work. But in fact, God that day guarded against having that weak point where Israel's protection was gone. But the question is he a prophet or just a sorcerer? Somebody that, has some magic tricks that actually work, the ability to curse the people of Israel, and that's why King Balak of Moab was concerned about the coming of the Israelites, and he says, I have to have a curse put on them. So the question is he a prophet or is he just a sorcerer? Sorry? So you can see, if you look on the first page, on page 894, some rabbinical sources see Bilam as an authentic prophet sent to the Gentiles just as Moses was sent to the Israelites. For that reason, his incantations were to be feared, and God had to change his curses into blessings. Others see Bilam as a pathetic, arrogant fraud whose only successful trick was to fool himself into believing that God approved of his intentions. When the gift of prophecy was given to the Gentile nations, many of them misused it, seeking to destroy rather than bless. Because the king of the Moabites was more of a hater than anything else. Because you can ask, why didn't he ask Bilam to give a blessing to the people of Moab? If the people of Moab were protected by this particular blessing, then the Israelites would have overcoming them. But his hatred was so strong that all he could see was the hatred approach to the people of to the Israelites rather than the blessing approach to the people of Moab.
Very complicated.
It's complicated. It's got a lot of. It's one of those rare parshas where the entire story takes up 90% of the entire parsha. Even the golden calf incident takes up a little bit more than half of the parsha of Ki Tisa, but it doesn't take the whole story. And this is comparatively near to the golden calf, I would think. So the first answer as to why it takes up 90% is that it's a short parsha. It is oftentimes on non-leap years. This is the leap year. We have a 13 Adars, so we have a 13-month calendar. So we stretch, and Chukat and Balak are two separate weeks this year. Chukat last week, Balak this week. In other years, it's usually hyphenated. It's Chukat and Balak. So they're two shorter parshas that are put together. You wouldn't put two long parshas together. You would put two shorter parshas together.
We still not with the same parsha in Israel. Israel is one ahead.
Well, usually, by now you start to come together. Yeah.
If you were a prophet, could he be dissuaded by an ass?
Well, that's you're one paragraph ahead of me. He's humiliated by a donkey, by a she donkey, because the she donkey sees the angel of God, and he doesn't. Bilam doesn't see, and so once his whole intention falls apart, his whole intention of cursing the Jews. He starts out, he does hear from God, so he has some prophecy, and he hears from God, and God says, if you're really intent on going with Balak to do this, then go ahead and go. I can't dissuade you. God doesn't take away everybody's entire free will, but he's going to some things that is going to change his mind. So, the question is, there's only one Moses, and there's only one people that stop at the prophecy of Moses and don't add the other prophets. So there are 90. Does God send prophets to the other nations? I just intend that the prophecy goes to Moses, and there's no Jesus, and they're all frauds. Or do we believe that in this message of monotheism, that there's a different version of monotheism that should go to the Christians, and a different version of monotheism that goes to the Muslims, but it's going to be different than our message, and the message is not supposed to be to hate the Jews, but the question is, do we believe that those are true prophets? Hard one to decide, right? I think that if you can hear from how I phrased it, there's a real need for for the Word of God to go throughout the world, and it can't just be the Moses version of it. So in terms of blessing and cursing Israel, in the United States, we have a group of people who bless Israel greatly, the evangelicals. And how do you feel about their aligning themselves with Israel?
For the wrong reasons.
Well, okay, so that's the debate. Some of them believe that they need to love us in order to convert us, eventually to accept Jesus. But not all of them feel that way. Some of them just feel that, I don't think it's. I've met some evangelicals, and they have no need to convert every last convert, and the 14 million Jews, I don't know, I can't do the math, but what's that, 0.2% of or less are the Jews, so they don't really need to worry themselves about us. But it's creepy sometimes. We don't exactly feel what they're feeling. We like that somebody supports Israel. That's important for us. But we don't understand how people who call themselves God-fearing people, evangelicals, are so hostile to the stranger, because we have a line in the Torah, "V'ahavtem et hager, ki gerim hayitem b'aretz Mitzrayim." You should love the outsider, the stranger, because you were the outsiders once in the land of Egypt. That's the message to us. And in American politics, the evangelicals don't seem to have remembered that particular pasuk, that particular sentence. So how do you feel about that? How do you feel about the evangelicals?
Now they're using us and anti-Semitism to justify their hatred.
Okay,
They're using us as human shields in a sense.
okay. So what's that? Why the four Democratic congresswomen, one of, two of whom are Muslim, and so, the evangelicals are think that because two of them are not in tune with Israel, that we can make the entire Democratic Party a front for these hatreds of Zionism. They're not anti-Jewish; they're anti-Zionist, and I think that it's a winning strategy for the president. But I'm trying to stay away from that aspect of it, and not make it all about politics. But yet, evangelicals are our politics in a sense. Any other thoughts about? Yeah.
I could remove, but I thought that they want all Jewish people in Israel, and at that time Messiah will come.
Okay.
Is it right?
I don't know. There are different flavors of evangelical. There are people. There who call themselves evangelical, but they don't go to church, and there are some younger evangelicals who are embarrassed by this hatred of migrants coming from Central America, and so not all evangelicals are the same. There are how many flavors? 33 flavors of Baskin Robbins, and there are 3,300 flavors of evangelicals. So there are different people. There are people who are embarrassed by those who don't keep their marital vows, and there are evangelicals who say that's not important. We didn't elect a minister in chief. We elected a commander in chief, and as long as he keeps Israel safe and keeps our border safe, then I don't care if he's faithful to his wife or not. Yeah.
Getting back to more of what the Torah reading.
Yes, please.
Until you really feel like you have spirituality, until you feel like you have the presence of God in your life, you don't, and you don't see it. And what flavor does that take? Each of us comes to this life from a different point of view.
Yeah.
And if you don't enter spirituality, you don't, and you just don't see it. And how do you describe giving it to somebody if they don't have it? That's what I take from this.
Very good. All right. I believe we're ready to conclude the service. Back to our Sidurim. On page 182, the Ein Eloheinu. Ein Eloheinu, Ein Kadoneinu, Ein Kemalkeinu, Ein Kemoshenu, Mi Eloheinu, Mi Kadoneinu, Mi Kemalkeinu, Mi Kemoshenu, Nodel Eloheinu, Nodel Adoneinu, Nodel Malkeinu, Nodel Baruch Adonai, Baruch Malkeinu, Baruch Moshe. Atahu Eloheinu, Atahu Adoneinu, Atahu Malkeinu, Atahu Mosheinu, Atahu Shekiru, Avoteinu, Lefanecha et Torah Tassim. If you're able to, we rise on 183 for the Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'teketu l'yotzer b'reishit, shelo asanu k'goyei ha'ratzot, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot v'adama, shelo samchokenu kahem, v'goraleinu k'chol ha'olam. ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך. Rest. Okay, נקבל חנן. הכתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר.
ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמעו, ושמעו.
Your types for this last week were for William Hertzman, Bernard Bloom, Louis Karlinski, Anna Hertzmark, Anna Levitin, Joseph Berman, Dorothy Chestick, John Cooper, Sidney Epstein, Goldie Halpern, Nathan Halpern, Sigmund Leffeld, Sidney Nathanson, Lillian Wolfe, Estelle Abrams, Sarah Epstein, Sonia Schultz, Milton Wilson, Kate Levine, Michael Marks, Stephen Robbins, and Benjamin Robinson. Zichronam Livracha, may their memory be for a blessing. The Mourner's Kaddish is on page 184. Yit Gadal, V'yit Kadash, Shemei Rabbah, V'yomad, Yivrach, Yerutei, Yamlech Machutei, V'chaye Kon, V'yomei Kon, V'chaye Dechol Beit Yisrael, V'agala, V'zman Karev, V'yamru Amen. Yehei Shmei, Yitbarach, V'yishtabach, V'yitpoar, V'yitramam, V'yitnasei, V'yitajar, V'yitalev, V'yitalal, Shmei Kutsha, Barichu, Leilom in Kol Birchata, V'shirata, Tushbachata, V'nechamata, Damiram, V'yoma, V'yamru Amen. Yehi Shlomo Rabba min Shemaya, V'chayim Aleinu, V'yakol Yisrael, V'yamru Amen. Osa Shalom V'ramav, V'yasa Shalom Aleinu, V'yakol Yisrael, V'yamru Amen. Bob, did you want to announce the yard site? Did you have your yard site?
Yes, my mother, Elizabeth Yeremiashka, that's
Constituent.
Yeremiashka.
Okay.
It's Esther Mall.
Esther Malka.
Esther Malka. Okay, thank you. Do you want us to say an El Mole on her behalf? Okay.
A couple of
Announcements, good.
Basically, tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock is a religious committee meeting. It'll last maybe an hour and a half. There'll be a light breakfast featuring chocolate vodka.
And everybody is invited.
Everybody's invited, not only the members of the committee. And on Monday, unfortunately, we have the funeral of Harry Wolf, and that'll be at 11 o'clock I'm told that it will be a graveside with possibly here, the weather is absolutely terrible. But I'm told it'll be at a graveside at 11. And it'll be followed by
Lunch.
a lunch here at the synagogue. Anything else?
Yeah.
Can you tell me the day that Emilian Wolf died? Because it seemed that he died on, they born on the same day, and it seemed that they died on the same day.
I'm sorry, the name is Lillian Wolf?
Emilian Wolf, yeah, you remember.
Okay, July 17th.
July 17, I think they died even the same day.
Wow,
Okay,
wow,
They born on the same day, the same year.
wow.
page 187. Adon olam asher malach b'terem kol yitzir nifra li'eit nasa b'chefsa kol azai melech shemo nikra azai melech shemo nikra v'yacharei kitlot kol v'adon Yimlav Dara, Behu Haya, Behu Hove, Behu Yiyeh, B'Tifara, Behu Yiyeh, B'Tifara, Behu Echad Sheni, Aham Shelo L'Hachbira, Eli Reshit, Eli Tachli, Elo Ha'oz, Vehu Eli, Vechai Goali, V'Tzur Evli, V'Yetzara, Vehu Nisi, Umanosli, V'Nat V'Yom Ekra, V'Nat Kosi, V'Yom Ekra, V'Yad Akiyat Ruchi, Kishan V'Yayira, V'Yimruchi, Geviyatzi, Adonai Li, V'Yira, Adonai Li, Shabbat Shalom,
Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom,
Shabbat Shalom,
Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat, Shabbat.
Shabbat,